Okay, so let's start. Let's move ahead. Good morning. We are trying to spend more time waiting for some persons. I don't know what happened today, but some persons are not here. Um, so we have to move ahead with the people we have here, and then for our online audience too. Um, at least one thing we need to maybe encourage ourselves to do is maybe even if we cannot make it to our physical meetings, is to at least stay live, maybe connect online, so we can grab something. I was in a particular conference on Saturday last week, a particular company, and one of the speakers was saying something. He said, "You cannot do well in this industry without knowledge, without building knowledge over and over again. Because when you come to classes, you can grab one or two ideas that will help you move forward and push things forward. So every time you need this knowledge over and over again, and not just knowledge for yourself, because some of the things you already know them, but knowledge for how you can tell your clients, tell your prospects what they can do. Just like I have one particular of my friend that was making inquiries with me just 2 days ago about a particular land. So I was telling you some things. You know what he told me? He said, "Success, I don't know what you are talking about. My own is I want to invest. Tell me where to go to. Tell me what to do. I don't know what this is. Now it's just you that I know. I don't even know the company." So, for him to be able to do that means, okay, he trusts me with this knowledge because I've built this knowledge over the years and over time. And this is the same thing that I was saying, I've been saying here in our classes here oftentimes, is that let's not just focus in the now whenever we are doing this business. Don't focus on only, okay, it's not working now, so it won't work, or you're not making sense now, so you don't make sense. There are so many, many other things. But before I push into that, before I just continue, because my own talk is from year to year, and talk will be going. Let's just say our prayers before we go ahead. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this morning. We thank you for bringing us into the second day of February already. And Father, we thank you. Thank you for your faithfulness upon our lives. Thank you for your protection upon our life. We give you all the glory in the name of Jesus. Therefore, Heavenly Father, we ask that you come and be with us. We thank you for our online presence. We thank you for people who are here with us physically. We ask that you will help us, guide us, open our understanding, give us wisdom on the things to do, Father, in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. So as I was saying, I keep saying this over and over again in my classes, that you don't focus on the now in this business, because real estate business is a long time thing. It's something you do for a long time. And if you remember, I usually say things like, many of the people that want to buy from you now don't have money. But because you are there, you are consistent, they will definitely buy from you because you have been there. So let me give you an instance. Imagine last week, was it last week? No, last 2 weeks. So imagine last 2 weeks, I had 1, 2, 3 people making inquiries for me, and they were eager to make a deposit. 3 persons. All of them just came at the same week. Just this one came to this one came tomorrow. As if it was just juju, I used to gather them together. But what really happened there was they have been on my contact. They have been seeing what I'm doing. They have been seeing me posting some of these things. So they just came on there. So, okay, look, how do I go about this one? And one again came for inquiries again day before yesterday. And this is someone that I've known for over 12 or 14 years. So this is why I keep saying, don't relent. The major thing, like I said in our last class, when I was listening to the teaching to do 2024, and those things are powerful teachings, I said something about make sure you tell people what you do. So you don't go to be in a state whereby somebody will be like, "Oh, I didn't know, I wasn't aware. I just bought so many plots." That's not a good story. So make sure people around you knows what you are doing in this industry. So like I was saying, when it comes to building knowledge, it is beyond us. It's beyond for our own consumption. It has to also do with our clients. Because trust me, whatever inquiries you are making in any field, you observe that the person that takes time to explain to you about the thing you want to buy, you definitely buy from that person. Because you feel these people have a knowledge about what we are talking about, and they can help you go for it. That's why it's very, very important to have this knowledge. Not just for yourself, but for your client. So today is more like something I want to share for us to be able to pass through our clients, for them to know. Because sometimes people are like, why should I even buy in Asaba? I'm not from Asaba, I'm from Enugu State. So does it make any sense me buying a land that is far from me? Does it make any sense me buying a land I cannot go and see or check or maybe monitor the land so another person will not take it from me? Because these are some of our clients' mentality. They might be like, I can't buy land from a very far place I cannot monitor. I cannot go and see what is happening there or whatever. Because they feel the same pattern of real estate companies, the same pattern of normal individuals that they bought land from, whereby you can buy land now, and before you know it, somebody else is bidding on your land, and you start fighting with the person. So they want to be monitoring the land. But when it comes to companies like this, it's not so. The case is not like that, because before you bid in that particular land, you pass through some process. They will know who you are and what you are doing. You can't even start bidding without taking permission from the company. And of course, a stranger cannot, an engineer cannot even just jump in and start bidding into a particular estate without the company's approval. So it's not like that in those places. So this morning, I want to share a few things. It's going to be a very, very short class. Few things for us to look into that we can expose our clients and our prospect that, see, even though you live in Enugu, you can buy in Asaba for these reasons. For these reasons, look at the things you can do, because some of them don't have these ideas. And some of them are mostly new in this industry, so they don't even know anything at all. The only thing on their mind is the aspect of, I have to buy land because I want to build on the land and live there or whatever. So these are the things you need to let them know. So it says, why people should seek for land ownership these days and now. Because there's a saying that says, the best time to buy land was 10 years or 20 years ago. But another best time to buy land is now. Because when you're waiting for tomorrow, the land keeps appreciating. It keeps increasing in price. So what makes land investment a viable business venture in the 21st century? So these two questions are things we're going to be looking at. Some points I made here, about 4 or 5 of them I made here, that will enable us expose most of our prospects by saying, see, don't buy this thing because you're thinking you're not living there, you're not from the States. Or don't do this one because you're thinking you want to live there. No, there are other reasons. So the number one I have there in these reasons is population growth. We all can bear witness to this, that population growth is increasing. So if you check birth rate and death rate, you discover that birth rate is bigger than death rate. People are giving birth more than people are dying. So population will always be growing. Population will always, there have never been a time where you say, okay, population have gone down. It's always growing. So it means as population is growing, home ownership, land will always be increasing. It will always be an issue. People will always need houses. And that is why we are in actually a good no, you don't want to make this place a commercial place to avoid noise or whatever. But can I just have half plot of land city you are seeing now that has all these, this is like Dubai, that has all these roads, all these, skyscrapers and all the rest of that, was once a desert. Desert. That one is even the worst. But just imagine you had like 20 plots of land somewhere here. Even companies and presidents will be begging you, say, please, sir. They'll be doing you, let me offer you 20 billion. Another one say, no, let me give you 30. Just to make sure they get that thing from you. And even if you say, okay, let me just have only one plot and from there build something, maybe a shop or something, this is what this kind of organization can do. So most times people have this myopic mentality of saying, no, that place is still bush, or no, it cannot work, nothing. That place that you are calling a bush will definitely be a city one day. It just takes time. So this is why you need to let your clients know that urbanization is one reason why you can buy a particular plot from anywhere. Just buy it and own it. You can buy it to resell, you can buy it to do whatever you want to do. Because definitely, based on the population growth, it will cause urbanization. That's why if you can see, you even observe that sometimes in our villages, some areas that used to look maybe too bushy or too lonely, before you know it, people start building in those places and this village start expanding. Even like I can remember in our own village, we had to leave our own main family compound and went to a little bushy area where we built our own house. And before you know it, another one of our other uncles came, built beside us. Another one came. So that's how cities used to expand and keep growing, and that place becomes a city. So this is one of the reasons why clients should invest into real estate, urbanization, because development will always come rain, come soon. So the ongoing trend of urbanization sees more people moving to cities. Accordingly, it creates a non-stop demand for urban properties and infrastructure. So this thing keeps bringing more demands over and over again. The next one I have there is rental markets, and this is a very powerful one. Rental markets. And of course, almost everybody knows this. Almost everybody knows about this, that yes, so I can actually buy a land, build something there, and just leave it for rent. And people will just be paying me money yearly. That's like an annual income. You're not doing anything at all. Just because you have invested money into land and build a house, you can just go and sit down, and at the end of the year, you're getting millions in your account and using it to plan for other things you want to do. There are people that you look at them in the morning, they're not going anywhere. You're thinking they are idle or they are lazy. You're saying, this man does not even work. That man, you don't know he's a landlord somewhere. Yeah, he may even be living in another rented apartment, but he's a landlord in some places that every year he's getting his money. So maybe he has planned his life and said, this one is okay for me. I don't need to work or do anything. In the morning, I'll just sit down, watch movies, sleep, go out and come back. My own be say, once yearly rent enters, I used to plan my year and eat for the year. Some people, that's their life. They are okay with that. They don't want to buy too much big cars or big things. Just one or two rents from here and there is helping them live a comfortable life. So rental market is another area we need to look into. Even as realtors, these are some of the things we need to look at and say, okay, let me try and buy one plot from so place. This thing can give me money in the nearest future, whereby I'll build something that people can rent. People can rent or even a lease. Even there are so many other ways about this rent. It's not even about yearly rent. You can do apartments, short letting. The people can just sometimes when foreigners come into the country, they don't want to stay in hotels. They want to stay in a home that has everything, or apartment that have both kitchen and everything. So they want to just stay comfortably. So you can even make 1 year rent in just 5 days leasing that people want to use your apartment for. They have so many platforms like Airbnb and different ones that does those kind of things. And this is what you can also share to your client. I have a particular client of mine who is an investor in this industry. What he's focused on is apartments, not even hotels. He's building, yes, actually an apartment. People can just come, you can stay there with your family for 5 days. You have everything you need. Just carry your bag and your clothes and come. You have sitting room, you have TV, you have knife, you have everything, kitchen, everything is there. Your pots to cook, everything is just there. Once you are done, you can leave the place and go your way. So people are doing such things and they're making money from it. So these are the ideas you can give clients. That look at the things you can do. The next one I have there is diversification. There's a popular saying that says it is not good to put all your eggs in one basket. So this industry is some ways people can diversify their investment, their money. Because if you leave all your money in the bank, it's not safe. You put it somewhere else. So there are other things you can do. Some are stock. Some people buy stock. Some people buy precious metals like gold and silver and all the rest of that. Some people save it, just like in the bank. Some people invest it, and some people do real estate with it. So this industry is one of the ways people can diversify their investment. So you don't leave all your millions and billions in a particular bank account. You can put some in land. You can put some in buying gold. You can put some in other things, So these are the ideas you need to share. Diversification is one of it. And then the next one I have there is looking at long-term appreciation. Remember, we're talking about why people should think about owning land now, these days. So long-term appreciation is another thing. As you can see in the picture I have there, the land you buy now are worth 1.5 billion naira. But when you focus on long-term, you discover the land will keep increasing. Most times, these things sounds like grammar to people and stories of what companies tells or real estate people tells or realtors just tells this story about long-term blah, 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 blah. But I've seen it happen physically here at Enugu Phase 1. You all can see. Enugu Phase 1 started selling for 3 million to 3.5 to 5.5 to 7.5. Now it's over 10 million naira. Why? Because of people that invested earlier in that land. 2020 and within the next 3 years, it was worth 10 million naira and it will keep increasing. So this is what long-term appreciation can do. And there are people in that same estate who have not built, their land is still vacant. They have plans for those lands. So imagine people that bought land 3 million naira or 3.5 and now they can sell the land for 10 million naira or more than that just because they left it for long-term appreciation. So these are the things that we can actually show people and show our clients to expose them. It's not about just buy. It's not about invest. It's not about buying to build or buying to live there. Some of these things can help you. Then the next one is hedge against inflation. Inflation is troubling Nigerian naira these days, up and down. It even looks like a movie where somebody is using calculator to increase dollar against naira every day. Imagine the dollar we were crying for 180 before, during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, is now 1,500 and something, just per dollar. And we have to get our money, 1,500 of it, to be able to equate it with one single dollar. It's very bad. It's very, very bad. So you can be saying, oh, even, do you know some staff who, let's say the company employed you for, let's say 5 years ago, and the company is paying 100,000 naira, and then you think you're still making that same amount of money now. Try to buy things. Things have increased. So what you can use 100,000 naira to do in the last 4 years cannot be what you can use to do in this year, because inflation has happened. There is more money in the country and it doesn't have value. So real estate can help you build hedge against inflation. Because even if you buy a land of 2 million naira, no matter the inflation, it will not affect you because your land will always keep appreciating. But when you hold a cash of 2 million naira in 2020, let's say you are saving it, it's the same value last 4 years, or last 2 years, or last 1 year. It's not the same value this year. That is why it is important we tell our client and prospect to look into investing and saving their money in real estate. Just like, for instance, most people convert their money to gold or to dollars. Even now, that's what many people are doing now, to try to go against the naira. But another sure way is land. So it will help you build a hedge against inflation, because this inflation is a very terrible thing. I was saving money around, was not last year or last 2 years, to buy a camera. And because I even went to the guy's shop, I told them I don't have this full money here. I think it was about 300 and something thousand naira. I told them, I don't have the full money. Let me pay installments. They said, okay now. So something happened. I sent an advance payment to them. And this one is not like real estate now, whereby you have secured the property at that particular amount. They don't care. Once dollar increases, things have increased. So I sent them money. And then I was telling myself, I need to balance these people up and take this camera quickly. I need to do this thing fast. But I was still reluctant about it. I was still procrastinating about it. And before you know, the dollar increased that year. And I went by, told me, Oga, it's no longer that same price. It's now 400 and something. I argued and said, it's a lie. No, I've paid you more. I've given you advance. It's a lie. This Oga, it's not about giving me advance. The problem is the money you are giving me. Will I be able to use it to go and buy another one when these talks finish? So it was an issue. I had to pay higher to acquire that thing. So this is what inflation can do. You can think, oh, you have money in your hand. That money is dropping value, but you don't know. But when you put it somewhere like real estate, is intact, it's always there. Okay, let the worst happen, you still get the exact amount of money you invested. It cannot go down. But that one cannot even happen because your money will keep appreciating. No matter how that place is, your money will keep going. So these 6 things are the things I listed that we can take note of to expose our clients that, okay, beyond us now, beyond knowing how to market, let them know about these things, because some of them are feeling reluctant about investing. They feel reluctant about buying land because they are not aware about these things. They are not, they're like, they don't even care about these things. But these things is why people need to actually look into investing in real estate. So if I should go up again, I made mention of population growth. It is growing every day. It is growing every single day. As you can see in the chart I have here, it keeps increasing. More population every day. Number 2, talk about urbanization. This one, nothing can stop it. It keeps happening. Sometimes just one government will just come in and say, okay, because the governor is from this village, they are doing 4 lane. They are doing this one or this one in that particular area, and it will bring high level of urbanization, high level of development in that area. And if you don't have land there, that means you have missed out. Next one I have there, I talk about rental market. The rental market is a very large space that brings money to people. It gives people income, annual income, monthly income, and daily income. The next one I have there is diversification. So you don't put all the money you have into one place. Real estate is another area where you can invest your money and it's safe for you. And then I talked about long-term appreciation, making profit in long term, huge amount of money in long term. Some business owners cannot make the profit in 10 years of what a 4 years investment in real estate can give you. So this is another reason why we can expose our client to invest now, like not next year or next 6 months. I mean now. The next one is hedge against inflation. This is something that is very, very important and very, very crucial. So I just hope with these 6 points of mine, I was able to show you some things beyond. No, of course, many of us knows about all these things already, but we need to table them down like this. Do you know that sometimes you can even just make a note on your phone? 6 points, 7 points, as a free teaching. Send it across to your client. Let them know what they need to invest in such things. And then sometimes or most times you see people responding to you on how they can go about it. So that's it for today. So these 6 points are very powerful and important points you need to take note of and to show people that look, you are wasting time. Look at the things you need to do. You're actually wasting time in thinking about buying tomorrow or buying next tomorrow. You can buy now and key into these things. And one thing about real estate is that it's time. So the more most of these clients keep procrastinating and keep postponing this whole thing, they are missing out. The land keeps appreciating, and they miss out in such things. Now, okay, imagine even the Ibariam estate that started with a launch price of 3 million naira is now 3.5 within a few months. So these things are the things that happens when there is a delay in such things. So that will be it for now, and I'll see you when I see you.
I want to ask you.
Yes, we have questions.
Okay, I know somebody was telling me them I'm buying chicken like this. So
Okay.
I say,
Mm.
say no. I say no. And I say no. So I was told my amount, the amount of selling the land is too much. That in the states, Osun State,
Mm.
it has a 4 plots that is going to the stage 7 million.
Mm.
So yes, 4 plots in Osun. So
Mm.
how would she be buying
I don't know.
1 plot, everything will cost me 6 million,
Mm.
both the development fee and everything. So, and this is that you see, and this our own is state, and that one is just individual one. And I told him that yes, now you cannot compare Osun State and Lagos State.
Exactly.
Ogun State itself is more developed than Osun.
Mm.
You cannot
that, that like you said, even me, that I made it for the first time from somebody else. But he or she might have an experience whereby they have seen such a thing happen with some other companies, okay? But you cannot just say estate lands are on lease. No.
Said it's written on contract of sale.
Mm,
I said, have you experienced it before? Say no, that is a lawyer
mm.
that you know.
So does it mean the other lawyers that are even into estate companies they don't know what is happening? Or for instance, because of course we have our own lawyers here at Vatican, and almost every company that has to do with this have their own lawyers. Does it mean those ones that don't know what is going on? So you cannot be like that. She doesn't understand what she's saying when it comes to. Of course, there's something called deed of lease that you can give, but that's no that one will apply in the title of that land. Because if any land has to do with lease, the company also tell you that it's lease. But of course, that's not what the company does here. We are seeing, no, I've explained it here in one of our titles class. That's what we call deed of lease. Let me give you an instance. Yes, governments can give you lease. Governments can say, okay, you are a company or you are doing one kind of project and you need land. The government can lease that land to you. You're not buying it. You can lease, okay, you have this land for like 10 years or 20 years, so you can just do your thing and after take it back. Even people that does agriculture, yes, it's a title. Even people that does agriculture, they give lease. I can give you lease now to just do agriculture on my land, maybe farm, but I'll still collect it back. So for real estate companies, they don't do lease. Because how can you do lease? Mm. Mm. That thing is lease. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not true. Mm. That one. Okay, 100 years is a small year. 100 years is a small thing. People know that's a lie. Maybe he or she was talking about even CFO. You know CFO is 100 years. So, but okay, even if it's 100 years, let's leave it aside. Do you know what's 100 years?
And there's going to be provisions for renewal.
Exactly. Not like CFO now. It's not like buying the land back. Yeah, it's not like buying the land back. Because normally, you know that when it comes to titles, you discover that the first statement is always saying all lands in Nigeria belong to the government. All lands, no matter whether it's a family land or whatever, it belongs to government. So if, for instance, now you purchase CFO and you have all the documents and everything, and by the time you have lived 100 years on earth and you die, your children will go to a point where government will come and say, oh God, come and renew this thing. Because government needs money from different places. So that's what might happen in that kind of. But. Exactly. So it's still a decision to make. If she wants to buy 7 million naira for 4 plots over there, it is fine. She cannot compare, like we said, she cannot compare that place to Lagos State or even Ogun State. She cannot compare what will happen, development that will come in, all the rest of that, and even the value of lands in such areas. So she cannot compare it. So that's the difference. Sometimes I don't even have strength to, most times, to explain myself too much to people. If you feel like you know enough, then I believe you know what to do. Don't need to come here again or make inquiries for me. And you, of course, you cannot change the price. You cannot sell 4 plots for 7 million. Or you cannot tell her, okay, I'm giving the land forever. So, but when it comes to companies, no, you cannot hear the company say they're leasing the land to you. They can't make such statements. Of course, there can be area of development. Okay, let's contribute money to develop this thing, or one thing in the estate. But just like, for instance, now, I live in an estate, but I pay for security. For people who are employed, I pay security leaves and all that. So it happens everywhere, but you cannot just tell me after paying the land, one day I'll come out and buy the land again. It's not, no, it's not possible.
Before we left that for last year,
Mm.
this year, we talked about what was going to Lagos,
Mm.
and he said yes. Then afterwards, this year.
Okay, like whether he's going to come last year, right?
Last year he said we were going to come.
Yes.
But
Mm.
change his mind.
Yes.
So thinking of that.
This year. Yes, definitely we have.
Now, there are some small, things that people ask in the field,
Mm,
like in this Enugu.
mm,
Somebody said, okay, who wants to buy the land for that area we are talking about? And if he can afford 5 million in the first payment,
mhm,
you know, what if in the course of buying it, something happens and he doesn't really finish it in those 3 months?
mhm.
Can the 4 months still be part of?
Okay, 4 months. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I understand where you are going.
That kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. You can call him on the phone now. You can call him on the, or you know, see, most times it's not this by time. Like, okay, let me give an instance. I have one guy, young guy, he wanted to buy land, and that land was 1.5 million naira. So he was concerned about the same thing, and then he told me, I said, guy, are you sure I can even meet up within 3 months? Because the land is 1.5 and I have documentation of 300. So I told him, you can meet up. That's number one. Always encourage your clients. Because sometimes they have this fear of, are you sure I can meet up? Exactly. Always let them forget about the problem that will happen. No, that one is not an issue. Let them forget about that problem first they are thinking of. Let them focus on the positivity and the possibility of what is going to happen. But I told him, guy, you can meet up. I told him, this thing you are scared of. Because he was like, what I have is 1 million naira now, I want to deposit. So I need to look for the 500K to balance and then now start looking for 300 again for the documentation. I told him, guy, don't think about it. Just deposit when you want to deposit. Secure the land first. Because something happens when you go and do deposit. Before you know, because you're working towards, that's for instance now, let's say you have a 1 million naira project. Looking at that word 1 million, it might look too big and say, how do I gather this money? But do you know, if you say you have 50,000 naira, as far as there's a platform for you to drop 50,000 naira or save or put it somewhere where you cannot touch it again, you will finish up that payment. Because by dropping 50, you will drop 20, you will drop 30, you will drop 50. Before you know it, you are climbing the ladder to that place. But when you're thinking of gathering the 1 million naira once, sometimes it might be difficult. Let me tell you what happened to me. I told the guy, I'm telling you, deposit this money. 0 to 3 months is outright payment. So you don't need to pay more money. But 6 months, you have to pay interest and all the rest of that. But just deposit, you can meet up with this thing. Guy said, okay, well, let me just do it because you say so. Then this guy sends that 1 million naira to the company. And they confirm the alert and receipts. I told him, don't worry, your land owner already. So you already have your land. Don't worry. Just start working towards your payment. Guess what? That night he called me and said, guy, I'm paying the balance tomorrow morning. Even me, I said, guy, how come? How did it happen? And tomorrow morning he paid 500K. He said, now we're looking for 300K now for the documentation. Let me see it. So assuming you were scared of say, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know how he got that money. I don't know how who gave him that job or whatever made him to make that money. But assuming he was scared of saying, no, let me leave it. Before he's even touching the 1 million naira. It's going down 900, 700. Money don't finish. So that's why this kind of case now is not a case. Even if it's Dixie, we tell him to continue. Because even if there is going to be a penalty for not meeting up with 3 months, the 4 months will not be much interest. It will just be maybe little interest, if there will even be. Because company might consider it by saying, look, you have deposited 5 million naira already, remaining 3 million. That is not like big money for them to, because of it, to give you one kind of penalty. And then you are saying 4 months. If you cannot meet up with 3 months, then that person should just, there's not an issue, but still ask me to listen, but there's not an issue about that one at all. But like I said, once there is this commitment, this small deposit, it has a way of helping you to finish up. But if you keep procrastinating to get the money or think if it's possible, you won't meet up with that. So that is it. It's a secret. Sometimes, see, so I had one guy, he told me he sold 4 plots. Just 1 message he sent WhatsApp broadcast to his contact. He told me so far. I said, how come? His idea is that whenever, let's say for instance, the company have announced that this land wants to increase, he wants to change price, he will make sure he sends it to all his clients for them to be aware and say, you can escape this new price by depositing even his 400K or 300K. Do you know you can make sales by your client just depositing half part payment? Because you might be thinking, no, let them do it because it will encourage them to finish up. That 300K they have paid, it will encourage them to pay up the money. But if they are waiting for when they are ready, it will take time. They'll never be ready. So you can encourage your client and say, see, don't worry, don't bother yourself. You can do this thing. Check your income monthly. Just let me give an instance. Some people make up to 500K monthly from their work or businesses. And if you can do a plan and say, okay, this plan now, I can be paying 250K for 6 months, it will affect you if you are disciplined. So if you encourage them to make, some of them self will tell you, don't worry, let me just pay up. I don't even have time to be doing all this 200K every month. Let me just look for one money somewhere and pay up. And be fine that you have sold land. So don't let your clients give you this excuse of there's no money or this and that. They will even thank you. Like that guy now will keep thanking me that I encouraged him to move forward to do that investment. So they keep thanking you for it. So now, okay, let me give an instance. I also have one of my other guy. That's one of my normal friends. So he told me he wants to buy. He doesn't have money. I said, guy, deposit money first. Escape the new price that is coming. Deposited 400 and something K. And said he's going to do like, I think 6 months plan. I said, okay. I told him, now, 6 months will give you interest. You have to pay more money. But if you do 3 months, you will not pay any money at all. He said, I said, yes. So you consider 3 months. I said, put your mind on 3 months, not 6 months. He said, fine, he will change. Do you know, last week he told me, don't worry, that he's going to make this thing 2 plots. How? This is what happens when people deposit money. Jesus Christ, whenever a man's treasure is, his heart will be there. He'll be thinking of, how do I finish this payment? These are these things happen. By allow your client to deposit money. It will encourage them, it will ginger them. Because that deposit gives you your land. It makes you okay, they have reserved a land for you. You want to finish up that payment. So that's why we have this installment payment plan to make it easy for people to invest. So don't discourage them. Make sure you push your clients to go ahead. As far as you yourself have checked that you have something, they have something they are doing. They have, like somebody waiting for father to send me money or mother to send me money or uncle. No, you are doing the business. Money is coming in. You can do installment payments, and that is just it. All right, that will be it. On to the next item for the day.